And then I'm also just going to make sure that Discord is... Okay, cool. Telegram's quiet. Discord is quiet. I got this. Oh, and we're live. And also, it's just freaking got us on there, so I don't have to, like, edit this in post. I can just...
Yay!
Yeah, slap a thumbnail on there and, hey. So...
We good to go.
Yes, we are good to go. I'm just going to give it a couple of seconds.
Sniff, sniff.
Okay. Hey. This is what's going to be on YouTube. So, hello, Lucas. Welcome.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome back to Kipper and Bits. I guess this is a discussion again. Kind of like the one I did with Josh the other night. If you watched it here on Twitch, and actually I'm going to go ahead and send a tweet a Rooney about it, since I am live after all. We are live on Twitch, and we're going to be doing some discussing about the Nintendo Direct that got announced.
So what I'm anticipating is in the first 5 minutes, they confirm Waluigi, and in the last 5 minutes, they deconfirm him. I can't take credit for that. I did see that on the Super Best Friends subreddit.
That's pretty funny. That is really funny.
That's the only thing that I think... That's the only way I think I could truly and deeply appreciate them acknowledging Waluigi.
And it's what he deserves.
As much as I would like the meme potential of him actually being a character, like just for the stupid bullshit.
Yeah,
that's something that would touch my heart in a very special way.
Man, I want characters I want before I get memes. Although,
right,
some of the characters for the Grinch League are becoming memes, which I hate. But
I think it's a little hard to avoid, though, given that some of them are such fan favorite, like clamored for forever.
Oh yeah, well, especially in regards to Super Smash Brothers. I mean, like.
Exactly.
You know,
it's not like we're talking about a Street Fighter roster.
You know, yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It's like, man, you know, like to get into Smash is like the ultimate like booyah. You know,
that's being put up in Times Square.
Yeah, basically. So I guess let's. So do you want more context? Like, do you have the necessary context for the?
I have the necessary context.
Okay.
I'm familiar with the story. I just had no idea what the name was.
So when I last talked about this, I was sitting at it 60 real, 40 fake.
Okay.
This morning, I was feeling like it was 80-20 real fake.
Uh-huh.
And now I'm sitting at 40-60. Like
more on the fake side?
Yeah, well, so more of the I don't want it to be fake so I don't get my feelings hurt.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
see, I've still got like a decent bit of fakeness left in me because I feel like, I mean, I know that we've had super, super deep cuts before that don't seem like deep cuts now just because they've had the exposure in Smash.
Right.
But like, as much as people clamored for Geno, I didn't think that was ever going to happen. And that's such a like specific, such a deeply specific call that I'm still like, are we real here?
Yeah,
are we real?
I mean, the thing about Geno is I don't. If you've been following Super Smash Brothers for a long time, I don't think Geno is that much of a meme pick though, because
no, exactly.
Like Sakurai has wanted to put him in before in the past, so it's like, oh man, he'd be great. Like because the thing is like. You know, Nintendo's not going to do anything with Square Enix on a Mario RPG anytime soon. So here's this really cool character that's never seen the light of day since SMRPG.
Right.
You know, but like that's not even. Man. See, that's the thing is like I know. If Ken, Shadow, Chorus Kids, and Mock Rider are all bullshit, then cool. I'm okay with that. See, I want Isaac and Banjo so bad.
I know, it's so those are two prime ass like, oh shit, you done the thing.
I mean, I've wanted Banjo since Melee. I mean, honestly, I've wanted Banjo since the first one. I mean, because like he's an N64 icon, you know? Like
I would not own I would not currently have an N64 without Banjo.
Mm-hmm.
That would just be sadness to me.
Well, I never. You know what's funny about Banjo Kazooie is I never grew up with those games. Like I played them at friends' houses. I of course know what they are. I'm fairly certain.
Right.
Even I went as far as to say that I definitely rented Banjo Kazooie or Banjo Tooie from Blockbuster. I had to like remind myself that was a thing because that's such a piece of history that I've like totally written off.
Some damn archaeology you doing.
Yeah.
Back in my day, we went to Blockbuster.
Oh, dude! I mean, freaking back in my day, also our church library had VHS tapes that we'd rent, and for some reason they had Serendipity, which was
no kidding.
this definitely kind of anime ass OVA that not really sure. That's one to watch someday. Serendipity, the Pink Dragon, that's a good one. But yeah, no, I just I said this to Josh the other day too. I am so ready for some nostalgia that caters specifically to my age group. Like I'm ready for that. Like when Nintendo threw the Super Mario 64 stuff in Mario Odyssey. Spoilers. Sorry. That game's been out. That game's been out for a year now. Oh, that's right. You just got it. Now I actually feel bad.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. I already knew that you got the N64 skin for him and stuff like that.
Yeah. So
I'm good.
I was like, at first, like when it's a stranger, I don't care about strangers, but not like my friend. I actually care about what my friend thinks. Oh man, that's so funny. I'm like, oh wait, no, I'm actually kind of a weenie. I do feel kind of bad, but so like that was perfect.
Yeah.
And like it was beautiful. Like the way they integrated that was like, hey, remember Super Mario 64? Like that was like I was like, oh man, which is why like it's why I want Banjo, but it's also why I want Isaac, because like if Banjo was like child, then Isaac was like 11 to 12 years old when that game came out, Golden Sun. Like and Golden Sun was very formulative on me as far as what I wanted to do. Just as far as like a game, like that story like imprinted on me. I'm pretty sure I didn't get the games until the second one was already out, because I remember getting both at the same time. But
I didn't play Banjo Kazooie until Tooie, and I never even got Kazooie until I got a 60 or until like later on in life.
Yeah, and I never got Banjo Kazooie or Tooie until I was an adult either.
Exactly, but like it's still, because I managed to get it, it still holds on to me. And there's little quirks it has that just stick with me. Mm-hmm. Same for Majora's Mask, particularly, and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I see where you're coming from. I feel like I know we're getting a little bit away from Smash, but I feel like with all of the nostalgia resurgence, it's been the way they've been handling it has been like a wave moving forward. Like they're slowly going back over what they already did at maybe not the same rate, but as we've swept over all of the 30-year-olds. Now we're going to 26, 27. Soon we'll be on 24, 25. We'll be doing GameCube stuff.
Oh yeah,
I feel
like
just a
freaking talking about just N64 nostalgia. Like we're not even mentioning GameCube nostalgia, which is also very powerful for me too. Because again, like that was me being a kid to being a teenager, But okay, so to get back on topic, we have a direct.
Exactly.
We have a direct that's going to finally end me going freaking nuts. A 40-minute direct. Okay, so I guess with pertaining to the leak, at first I was like, man, I think 40 minutes actually is enough to show off 7 new characters if 2 of them are echoes. Like,
yeah. It seems reasonable, but you also have to keep in mind that they're going to be doing other stuff in this direct.
Well, and I see, and that's why I'm kind of like on the fake side. Like, as far as like the banner leak specifically, I'm like, if Isaac and Banjo-Kazooie and Geno are in there, I'm okay. Like, those are the ones that I want. But Sakurai, he's gonna show off something that I didn't even know I wanted. you know?
Exactly.
Like, because, like, you know, the other thing is everyone's been talking, well, okay, I don't want Minecraft Steve. Minecraft Steve can go fuck off. That is, like,
That would be the dumbest thing in the world.
Here are
there's much dumber. But
here are the three things that I say fuck off to, okay? The three things are...
Goku, Waluigi, and Minecraft Steve.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly who they are. Good job.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard you talk about it before, and I've heard the vehemence with which you mention it. So.
Seriously, well, like, it's just like, you know, I think the Waluigi people are dedicated but delusional, but the Goku people are actually delusional.
Right.
There are, Akira Toriyama has designed...
Pick, it's at least, with Waluigi as a pick, it's at least like, okay, I know you're kind of just doing this to be a shitlord.
Oh, of course. No, but with like Goku, it's like, Akira Toriyama has designed some really cool video game characters, right? Yeah. Like, it's like, and I'm not saying that to you directly, Lucas, but just like the general, like...
I know, but like, as a concurrence to our audience, like, yes, it is a factual, like, okay, I won't say factual because character design is a subjective matter entirely, but, like, yes, he has made some beloved video game designs, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, so, you know, if we could get, like, I would totally not be against, like, someone like Chrono or Frog. I feel like Chrono is more of a Toriyama-esque design than Frog is, since Frog is a frog, but, like, as far as, like, Chrono or Luca or Magus or Marley, like...
Robo would be a good pick.
Robo would also be a good pick. I would love, like... Well, I don't know. I mean, I feel like so if they're going to do Chrono Trigger characters, it's going to be Chrono, and it's going to be like
Frog.
Well, here's the thing.
If they don't do Chrono, they would be doing Frog instead, I think.
Correct. And I think Luca would be an assist trophy.
Yeah.
I think Marley could be an assist trophy. Or Magus, exactly. Although I don't know, they have Alucard in there. I feel like Magus isn't really needed, but
I still feel like he's got some stuff he can do.
And so here's the thing. So while I feel like Chrono, since he's the main character, would be the character added, at the very least, you'd see like maybe Frog and Marley in the final Smash.
Right. Yeah, some like super cool triple tech or something.
I think Frog would be infinitely more interesting because he uses a great sword and not a katana.
Well, he's also got like, just as far as animation potential goes, and like making sure that people get this is a character, he's got more personality to him too. Because I mean,
I think the thing about it too is that since Chrono is the self-insert, he doesn't really have much of a personality, and Frog just is a much more interesting character than Chrono is.
He absolutely is.
So, like, yeah. So, but anyway, as far as like specific predictions, so I think I have no idea how much they have to show off. Actually, I was saying this kind of the other day in the discussion that I did with Josh. Like, I have no idea how much there's actually left to talk about because because I feel like, man, because like there's the single player, so we've heard about a multiplayer modes. We have not heard about single player content yet.
Not a single bit.
And
it would be great to get something super big, but
man, so here's
there's been so much dev work that's gone everywhere else.
I think as the more I sit on the Grinch leak, I think my issue with going full in on believing it is that when the ESRB leak happened, there was more conclusive, this is real, you're grasping at straws kind of like stuff said about it. With this one, there is a lot on both sides, but nothing conclusive. And I feel like the stuff that was so conclusive in proving the ESRB one like totally real was not as conclusive as this stuff is, because it's all just happy coincidences with this one.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
And I think the biggest tragedy is going to be is if it is proved fake, then like, you know, just like I really want to see the character. Like I want to see the art that this person did. You know, like
Right.
I want to see the art that this person did, and I want to know how they did it. if it's fake. So I guess like with going back to predictions again. I know I keep talking about the leak, but that's kind of important with this because
Yeah.
I feel like
the leak is what fuels the predictions.
well, because it fueled a lot. Like the last like week or so, like starting last week, I think. Maybe was it last Thursday or last Friday?
No,
it was last. No, it was Thursday. I think. I think it was exactly a week ago because I remember like actually going, like I wasn't at home that day. Like I actually went in that day. So.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think it was Thursday when that came out, and like Thursday I was like, "Oh my god, this is so real! Holy shit!"
That makes more sense. Yeah.
So this whole last week it's been turbulent, and the thing is the thing that does point in its favor is there has been no nail in the coffin for it. But the thing is there's just not as much on the supporting side to make me be 100% supportive of it. And you know the other thing other thing is like I've said already, I just don't want to get my feelings hurt by believing something that I want, because that's the thing. I mostly believe in it because the characters that I want are in there. You know, like I can't imagine what this is like.
Trap to fall for, and I couldn't blame any person for falling for it, because it's like if they were listening, this is what they would do.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
If they're listening, this is what you expect.
Yeah. So I think the thing that works against it is time, and so I think for the predictions that I have for this direct, I'm going to pretend like this league does not exist. I still think that. So first of all, I definitely think that we're going to start with a character reveal.
Absolutely.
Because
100%.
Just like the August direct, I'd be super shocked if it's not structured similarly to that.
Okay, sorry. The most important prediction: which character is going to die next?
More important prediction than that: which character is going to be character number 69?
Oh yeah.
Because whatever character gets revealed tomorrow, nice. we all are winners in that.
We are all winners.
Nice.
Yes.
But no one died in the Isabel trailer, so that pattern has officially been broken. So there is no pattern anymore.
You know who died? All Animal Crossing fans everywhere. That's who died. Collectively.
I think all Animal Crossing fans died waiting for them to just say Animal Crossing.
It's like the words.
Come on, Tom Nook, what are you doing? Because I was like, wait, is Tom Nook like an Echo Fighter? Like, why is he here? And I was like, oh, of course they're going to announce another game. Someone, of course, is going to tell me that they looked at my reaction and they're like, no, you didn't say that. And I'm like, oh, well, okay, never mind.
Oh,
okay. So they're going to start with a character reveal. Man, if I had to make a prediction of who that would be.
Disregarding leak, what are our continued thoughts about a new Pokemon?
I think it's like the people who think that are justified in thinking so, but I've said this before. I don't think just because there has been a pattern that Sakurai needs to follow the pattern.
Right.
So like he doesn't put things in the game because they quote unquote need to be there. He puts them there because he wants them to be there. So I am totally I am pro Incineroar. Because that would be a different type of fighter, because he's kind of like a Zangief, he's a grappler, he's a wrestler, so I'm not against the idea of Incineroar. I feel like if they were going to do a trailer, that would be a pretty good one to start with, because you could start with a ring, and it's like somebody.
So actually, what you could do is. We know we're expecting Pokemon Let's Go stuff, so they start on Pokemon things, and then suddenly oh hey, Incineroar, but we were doing Pokemon Let's Go stuff. That's supposed to be first gen. Oh my god, it's Smash! But
Well,
I feel like that would be, I
that's
don't know.
that's only not true because it's a Smash Direct. It's not a Nintendo Direct.
Right.
So it is a 100% everything in it is going to be Smash. They're doing a Treehouse Live afterwards immediately,
Okay.
which they are
I
going.
misunderstood that then.
Yeah, it's like E3 2. It's like E3 the
Damn.
sequel. Did you want more E3? Did you like E3? Here's some more E3.
Hey, hey guys, how about we one up E3? We're doing E4.
E E4 Elite Four Pokemon Incineroar confirmed. Yeah, that's the extra Electronics Entertainment Expo.
There you go.
So I've seen it. So one theory I've seen floating around. So first of all, Incineroar I feel like is a beginning of the direct announcement and not a end of the direct announcement.
Yeah.
Because I feel like
I feel like it doesn't carry the weight of like,
no.
oh hey,
And
here's Gino.
I think Gino is a good end of the direct announcement. I think Isaac is actually a good beginning of the direct announcement too. I feel
Yeah,
like that's a
agreed.
safe like, hey, we're gonna add Isaac in, like just from the get go.
Uh-huh.
I will say I would much rather Isaac just not be present at all than end up as an assist trophy.
Yeah.
And I've talked glowingly about assist trophies before, like, hey, we should be lucky that they're even given attention to begin with. The thing that Sakurai said about them being honored guest, but like, no, I want Isaac as an assist trophy or as a playable character. Like,
Yeah.
you can make another Golden Sun an assist trophy to go along with the item that got leaked recently, and to go along with his reveal. So I think one theory I saw about reveals going back to Incineroar was like it's a ring. You got Incineroar in there, and then at the very end of it, they decide to show off Ken as an Echo Fighter, like showing him as a challenger, which is cool because like that'd be a really good way to fitting Ken in there with Incineroar.
Yes.
Um,
Absolutely.
and um and here's the deal, like Richter technically got a CG trailer.
Yeah.
Like, so Simon had his CG trailer when he was announced, but then like it cut to the boss fight with Dracula and Simon getting his ass whooped, and then briefly as the fireball is flung towards him, it switches for like a 10-second thing where Richter jumps in and says his quote, and then it shows his thing,
Right.
even though he's an Echo. So because he's a third party character, I believe that Ken could get the same treatment.
I think so. I feel like that's perfectly reasonable.
And especially if you consider that like Luigi's a Nintendo character, Simon jumps in on Luigi, so for Ken to jump in on Incineroar, totally valid call, especially because they're
That's reasonable.
they're both like I said, like the comparisons to Zangief are there just because his move is like a lariat move.
Yeah.
So like it just fits.
Yeah. I 100%. That seems absolutely 100% valid to me.
And so in the same vein, like if they decided to use the Rathalos as a measure for adding Isaac in, like a la that poster that was put on the Smash website that mimicked
Yeah.
the game, the Golden Sun battle style, like the camera angle. It was like Shulk, Marth, and Link
Right.
looking like they're about to battle the Rathalos, but it looked like the Golden Sun battle screen. And like, oh boy.
That would be a thing. That would be a cool thing.
Yeah. Well, so the thing about the item leaked is that like it's like the growth synergy from Golden Sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a little plant, and it's
that's
like,
also
well, a lot of
bad.
people think it's the growth synergy. They could add new items for new franchises being in, but I don't know. But what do you think? Who do you think is going to be the opener if we get an opener?
The opener. They have to start strong. They can't do their biggest pull, I think, as the opener.
I'm going to go out on a limb and just say that it's not going to be Banjo and it's not going to be Gino
Yeah.
if they are in, Banjo
Right.
is a very
I
much
feel-
end of the direct announcement.
See the
Well, I mean, he could also be the holy shit, pay attention to this direct announcement though, because I mean,
right.
like Simon was the third
Well,
party. You could easily start
for
with
me, my or that thought was, okay, are they going to get a bigger pop off of Gino? Are they going to leave like, hey, check out this boy and put him at the end? Or would it be Banjo at the end of like, holy shit, those mad lads actually did it?
yeah, I don't know. I'm not certain.
I would put either one of them as the end because those seem like the biggest, most powerful pops to me.
Hmm.
I feel like Isaac would be first, personally.
You think so too? Yeah, I feel like Isaac is a good
That's what my
character.
heart's telling me.
Yeah. Oh man, I wish
Because
this was.
that's hype as shit, but it doesn't have quite the same like nostalgia or like holy shit, I can't believe they did it. Because he's at least got an appearance.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is like there are plenty of people that want Isaac, and
Yeah,
of course I'm biased because I want Isaac too. But like, you know, he was popular during the ballot. He's a popular like his games are popular. Those were some of the most popular Game Boy Advance games. You
yeah,
know, he's a Nintendo franchise that has not been represented, and actually, and I say has not been represented, but he has been represented in Super Smash
yeah.
Brothers. He's gotten music in, I believe in Brawl it was his music, and then in 4 it was the Felix variant plus the boss music. Plus he was an assist trophy before, so
Right.
like he can graduate from assist trophy to. And what's even funnier is I don't even think I even knew he was an assist trophy in Brawl when I played Brawl because I just didn't play Brawl that
Really?
much. Oh yeah, dude, I didn't even know Wolf was in Brawl until like years after the fact because I just never
Guess I did
unlocked
play a
him.
shit-load of Brawl.
I played a
Like
shit
I made it
ton of
all
Melee, but then I felt like Brawl was right before I
But then
stopped
you
doing
took a
video
shower.
games.
Okay, I see.
Because like right in high school I did not play video games as much as I did before, because I was like I had discovered the internet and the internet was the thing that I did, so I didn't
Uh-huh.
really move back to video games until I moved out of my parents' house really.
Okay,
um,
that makes sense.
so okay, so that's characters. I think we have suitably talked the character topics into the ground. Are there any non-leak
Yeah.
characters you think besides Incineroar that could be viable as character
Um,
announcements, or even just ones that you want? Because it doesn't have to be viable. They can fucking because at the end of the day, it's Nintendo. Whatever you think they're going to do, they are not going to do that,
yeah,
and vice
yeah.
versa.
There's no way to exactly, exactly. There's no way to call it short of just random fucking guessing. Uh, hell, Skull Kid. I would love to have Skull Kid in as an official like, no, you're a character. Let's do this.
Okay,
Um,
I
I know that would be. I think it would be rough to work, but if it did, I'd be like, well, I have a new name. Forever.
what's funny is I actually kind of feel bad for Skull Kid because in any game
Hey,
that he
that's
appears
that's
in,
in character.
I know well, but like for any game he appears in, he's going to be cursed by Majora. Like,
Exactly.
it's like it's kind of bittersweet because at the end of Majora's Mask, you save him, and then he's like appearing in like Hyrule Warriors and these other things.
No, no,
Oh,
okay. You know what you do? You know what you do? His uh his win pose in Smash where he to get in is he takes off the mask and like drops it behind him.
yeah, but that's the problem though. Is
It's like
Nintendo
something
has this difficulty with separating Skull Kid from Majora's Mask because that's what makes
because it's
that.
so
Because
goddamn iconic. Yeah.
yeah. Um,
But just as like that little bit like, oh, that's nice.
Speaking
That's
of which,
nice.
that is another Switch game that I highly recommend. By the way, Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition.
Yeah. That's one that I'm gonna pick up at some point.
Yeah, you ought to, just because like you could play a Skull Kid in that game. I think he fits better as a boss, personally.
He does, honestly.
Um,
100%.
and okay, what other characters would be interesting? We talked about Chrono and Frog already.
Glover.
Fucking Glover,
No, sorry. Fuck Glover. Gex.
Gex, fuck Gex, Buck Bumble.
Holy shit.
No, I can't
Son
even
of a
take
bitch.
I can't even take credit for that one because Josh literally said that on our talk last night. So it's hardly a me joke, it's a him joke, but I'll let him know that I got to make it. Um yeah. I'm kind of glad that people are not talking about like say some of the Sony characters.
Oh shit! I've got one for you
Okay.
for deep cuts.
Sure.
Billy Hatcher.
Ooh, okay. That's an
That's a
obscure
deep ass
Sega.
cut. Yeah.
Yeah, he never even got a second game, right?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he's
Wait, I think there might have been one on a handheld or something like that.
he may have gotten a Game Boy Advance game, yeah.
I've got to look that up. I've got to.
I don't think so. It's funny. Billy Hatcher is actually one of the playthroughs that me and my friend Patrick did for this channel.
Yeah.
So, like, funny story about that game. Billy Hatcher is made in the same engine as Sonic Adventure 2.
Oh, I could tell. I could absolutely tell just from the graphical style and like the way things kind of felt.
And did you know that F-Zero GX was made in the Super Monkey Ball engine?
That I did not know, but it explains why it's able to handle speed so well.
Yep. Yep.
I am not seeing any other Billy Hatcher games.
I think it's just that one. So,
Yeah.
hey, there's a like. I mean, now Billy Hatcher has been in
Maybe I'm
other
thinking something
Sega
was
stuff.
canceled or
Like they
something.
put him in All Stars Racing.
That's probably what I'm thinking of. That's absolutely
So
what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
like so Sega like acknowledges the character still at least.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, no, that'd be interesting.
But it's more of a like, oh, he's here too.
Kind of like an obscure platformers. Klonoa is another good like that's a Bandai Namco
Ooh, yeah.
one.
Yeah. I think I remember you mentioning mentioning them as we discussed it walk-in once.
Yeah. Tamba.
Talking about
Super Bonk. Oh jeez.
damn. Oh, Clay Fighters.
Yeah.
Get some Clay Fighters in there.
I wouldn't mind seeing some other Capcom reps that aren't Mega Man or Street Fighter. Here's a good one. Fucking Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat.
I remember. See, and this goes back to that one discussion that we did have about it, where like it's. I don't think Nintendo's going to be cool with that level of violence, of graphic violence,
Dude,
because without. Well, what's the worst Mortal Kombat game? I have the answer.
X.
No, Mortal Kombat versus DC.
Oh well, yeah,
Where-
that's the worst one. But like again, my counterpoint to a character from Mortal Kombat getting in is fucking Bayonetta.
Right.
And
But
and Sub-Zero is also in Injustice 2, which does not have the gore.
that's fair, but that's also like, hey, it's this game and it's got Sub-Zero in it, I guess. Like, I feel like the inverse of that, where it was like, okay, we're throwing the Mortal Kombat and DC characters together. That game was a hot, steaming pile of garbage.
Yeah, but it was a hot
there-
steaming
there's
pile
no-
of garbage so that Injustice could be good. Because Injustice is really good.
I see. I'm going to disagree with that a little bit there because that was going for something different. So much of Mortal Kombat is in that feeling of, hey, I just ripped this guy's skull out and beat him to death with it. I just put this guy halfway through a portal, closed it, and then threw him
I
over the
guess.
horizon.
I mean, once again, Bayonetta is from a pretty graphically M-rated game, especially like not only like violently graphic, but also sexually graphic, and they made it work. So, if Bayonetta did not already exist in Smash, I would not agree with you, or I would agree with you. But because she exists,
Actually, here's another bit of it that's getting to me that I wasn't able to articulate until now.
Mhm.
So Mortal Kombat stuff is made for humanoid opponents. I mean, the worst you get out of that is, I think, Motaro, where you're fighting a goddamn centaur. But you're fighting mostly humanoid opponents. What the fuck is Sub-Zero supposed to do to Pikachu or Kirby for that?
The same
Like,
thing that Cloud does. Cloud's from a turn-based fighting game or a turn-based RPG.
but
Like he's not from an action game.
I guess I'm so caught up in like the aesthetic of Mortal Kombat, where it is so much about violence in your face. Look at this bloody skull.
And
I
Bayonetta's
I guess I'm
not.
just
Have you
so
played
hung up on that.
Bayonetta?
I have,
Because
but
Bayonetta's pretty not subtle about that stuff. I mean,
yeah,
like the tortures, like
right.
the KOs that you can get, and like again, just the very explicit nature of just the character herself. Like I think a character from like Resident Evil or
It's like
from
the fantasy, or it's like when you see the back of box art, or the ESRB rating rather, and you see fantasy violence versus regular violence. There's this plausible deniability that she threw this fucking demon in an Iron Maiden, and she was mostly naked while she did it. Um, but there's this absurdism there, this like over the top. We're not even trying to be realistic.
you're gonna make me grab my Mortal
Whereas,
Kombat X box art and my Bayonetta box art and see what the ratings say. Because again, I
no,
just
no, 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 and it's going to be mentioning violence. I'm quite sure, and not even mentioning the fantasy aspect of it. And if you want to do that, like, go for it, because that could actually potentially mollify me. I have no idea.
I mean, like
I don't have that information in my
again,
head.
like I don't think like I think you'd have a point if Bayonetta were not already in this game, because
Right.
her game is an M-rated game. I mean, like it's an M-rated, bloody, gory, violent game.
Right.
So like I don't think it's too much of a stretch, especially since Sub-Zero or any other Mortal Kombat character for that matter. I feel like he'd be because I don't want Scorpion, because Scorpion would have bullshit. He would have bullshit I wouldn't
See,
want to
I
deal with playing with. But like
I would love
Sub-Zero
Scorpion
or
just because I love skeletons.
yeah, I guess. But
But that's just me. I can understand
I feel like
from
Sub-Zero
from the
is
gameplay
more of an
perspective.
well, no, Scorpion. Like the thing is the three characters and really the two characters that people think of when they think of Mortal Kombat is it's Sub-Zero and
Scorpion and
Scorpion.
Sub-Zero. Yeah,
Like not even Liu
absolutely.
Kang, even though he's like the main character. Um,
the the thing you think of when you think of Mortal Kombat is, or the thing I think of is, get over here
right.
more than anything else. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I think we spent a little too much, or I think I forced us to spend too much time on Mortal Kombat by accident.
It's okay. I just think that that'd be like because I was thinking of like other franchises that could be represented of the fighting game genre, and I think
Yes.
that Mortal Kombat or Tekken or King of Fighters, like would
Ooh, King
be
of Fighters would be good. Get Rock Howard in there or something.
or Terry. You can get Terry in there. Get me Fem
Terry's a good
Terry.
pick. Yeah, I don't.
Just give me the SNK
Yeah,
Fem Terry,
SNK
please.
heroines.
Miss X finally got
Yeah,
announced for that game,
I saw that.
which I was like, fucking about time. That was like the first. That was a base roster thought for me.
I know.
But
Uh,
okay, so what other characters would be like cool to have in Super Smash Bros.
I would love what I would love far more than Ken is if they did a bait and switch and threw Akuma at it. And just add to the Akuma stupidity.
Yeah, Akuma's been a lot of shit.
He has.
We're gonna get
He's the one character that made it into Tekken. So
yeah, and you know what's funny is I feel like Negan would have been a better fit for Mortal Kombat. Like
he would have been.
he would have been so good for Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. He's got a bat and barbed wire.
Yeah.
How much more do you want?
I'm glad that 2B made it into Soul Calibur. That was a good
Oh
good
god.
pick.
That was hype. Like I feel like listening to the Best Friend cast earlier, they mentioned waking up to the news and being like, "Hey, check it out, 2B's in Soul Calibur." It's like, yeah, I've seen that everywhere. Wait, excuse me, that's legit. What the fuck?
Oh yeah,
So much
not
more
like
character creator.
yeah, not like the character creator, but like no, here's actually 2B.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
and then there's also Kira Buckland getting in there as the voice twice. So
nice. Yeah, I still haven't played Nier Automata. I'm glad that she's in Soul Calibur because I don't feel like she would have gotten into Smash.
Oh hell no, she wouldn't have.
Like, just she's too new of a character.
Well, beyond that, there's also 0.00 repeating a Nintendo influence there. Nier has never so much as touched Nintendo or waved in its direction. So,
Who produced it?
Square Enix did.
Okay. Well, I mean, Cloud never had either, so that's not really a reason, I don't think.
Right, but there's at least franchise potential as far as
that's the thing. Is the thing about Cloud is like he quite well represents Final Fantasy as a whole.
exactly.
I mean, like the other. Oh well, and speaking of Final Fantasy, the other two characters that were considered for the Square Enix rep, like back in Smash 4, Sakurai had also pitched Bartz or Terra as potential.
Ooh.
I think Terra would be excellent in Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Because the thing is because Final Fantasy VI, it was on the Super Nintendo. You know?
Yeah.
Like, we already have Cloud, so we already have, like, the recognizability. I remember someone mentioning was like, well, Terra's not really the full protagonist of 3/6. I was like, okay, but, like, she is, though. I mean, like, I know she's not, I guess. That it is a multicast game. But
right, but if any one character is, then if you have to point to the main line.
Oh my god, my girlfriend just texted me Bubsy for Smash.
Bubsy for Smash, shit.
Bubsy, what could possibly go wrong?
I would buy a physical copy just so I could stomp it.
Lick the cartridge, eat the cartridge so that you can poop it out, and then burn the poop.
Oh hell!
Oh my god. Okay, so all right, so now I don't think any of those characters we just talked to. I think honestly, like Ken Incineroar, the 7 characters mentioned in the Grinch leak, maybe Shantae, maybe like I've seen people throw Skull Kid around. I've seen people throw Cosmos around. I think those are the 11 characters that I would pick in my brain as the ones that get picked, and we'll see.
Right.
Like, obviously, the ones I care about the most are Isaac, Gino, and Banjo-Kazooie. Anybody else, I'll be happy with 2, but I just want Isaac, Banjo, and Gino.
Right. I have hope for... I have hope for even less than that. Just for the sake of, like, here's what I can expect to be a reasonable amount of effort to put in.
Hey, you know what? And I'm happy that Simon is in. I voted for Simon.
Yeah.
In the ballot days, like he had my vote.
Simon is a strong pick. Simon is a powerful pick.
Yeah. So, all right. So, what do you think we're going to get in terms of single player content? Because I feel like that's going to be the bulk of the direct. If the bulk is not characters, it's going to be about the single player. So what do you expect? What do you think it's going to come back? What do you think it's going to be new?
We are absolutely 100% getting an arcade mode. Just the standard, hey,
they've already
do this many fights in a row.
That is the one thing they have announced for single player so far.
Okay.
Is
I
classic
remember
mode.
If they had, or if I was just so sure of it that I taken it as a
not only is it a classic mode, but it is a classic mode that is curated for each character specifically.
That's right. Okay. That's right. I'd forgotten that. I feel like hoping for Subspace Emissary level stuff is too much.
Really?
Because I remember that being huge. That was gigantic.
I mean, okay.
The only reason that I feel comfortable hoping for it is because of how much music they have.
Well,
That's
my thoughts about a story mode is I think it's entirely plausible that there is a story mode here. Because
I agree. I just think like it won't be quite so big.
Well, no, but see, the thing is it wasn't really even that big. Like there were a lot of cutscenes, but like from area to area, and the enemies like looped over and over again, and like the Great Maze part was just a big old maze where you fought every single character. So it wasn't really structured all that well. I think people are remembering it
more of that than I thought. Yeah.
The cutscenes were awesome, and I would love to see characters interact with each other again.
Oh, hell yes.
Especially characters from different friends. Because you're right, it's the best part about the Subspace Emissary.
Samus and Pikachu hang out was the shit.
Yeah. But like the gameplay itself all wasn't, I feel like that didn't knock off too much development time. It was just the cutscenes.
Yeah.
And the game's been developed. I think this game has been in development since 2015, I think. Either 2015 or 2000, like right after they released Bayonetta, they started working on the next one. You know, so like as soon as Smash development on 4 ended.
Bayonetta was the last piece of Smash 4, right?
Yes, and that was, I think, spring 2016. So this game has been in development for like 2.5 years at this point. Because it's coming out tail end. So, and the other thing too is like I guarantee you, like all of the Smash 4 stuff was the easiest stuff to integrate. Because it was already done, you know? Like they definitely put it in a more powerful. They put it in a much more powerful engine, I think, and a faster engine too. It's really nuts, actually, if you look at the comparisons of the stages from Wii U to the Switch. The Switch is just godly by comparison.
Well, hell, it wouldn't surprise me if some of those stages were completely unaltered. It was just running on better hardware.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, so, like, I think it's entirely plausible that we get a story mode like last time.
Okay.
I'm interested in Smash Run from 3DS being on this.
I'm unfamiliar with that.
So
the entire 3DS Smash just didn't reach me.
It's okay, because it's a Sakurai developed game. You're a GameCube boy. How familiar are you with Kirby Air Ride?
Oh, I fucking love Kirby Air Ride.
Okay, so City Trial.
Oh, so is that what we're thinking?
So Smash Run is literally City Trial, but Smash Brothers.
Huh. Ooh.
And people were really people were really ticked off that was on the 3DS version and not on the Wii U version.
That sounds amazing.
Because
I would be so down for that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It was, you know, so you go throughout the whole level, and there's various enemies from across the different franchises, a la Adventure Mode from Melee or Subspace Emissary and Brawl. So there's random enemies that you have to fight and defeat, but when you defeat an enemy, you can get a stat pickup. And the icons, you know, for those of you who played Kirby Air Ride, should look kind of familiar because they're very similar icons.
I can believe it.
It was just perfect. It was just like the fact that, like, you know what's funny to me still is that Kirby Air Ride just has fucking Smash Brothers Melee UI. Like even the sounds is Melee's UI. But you know, so that's the thing. Like I would love Smash. I know that's a multiplayer mode, not a single player mode, but I would love that, and I would also love that online. Because it's the same concept. You go through and you collect like stats or more characters, and then there's a random challenge at the end after 5 minutes.
Like you got me feeling a very, very special kind of way about that. I don't know how I never heard about that. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's easily the best part about Smash 3DS, honestly. So there's that. And then I would love, so I don't think it's going to be curated for every character. I don't. But I would love Break the Targets to make a comeback.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't have to curate it for every character, because I feel like you could do it for each unique, and then the echoes could have like, oh hey, maybe we just do a little bit of target placement on the same level or something.
Well, you're not wrong entirely. So in Super Smash Brothers 64, Break the Targets was curated to each character because it taught you, basically it was a way of teaching you how to get around with that character.
Exactly, it was fantastic.
But in Brawl, in Brawl, it was not curated for each character. It was just one Break the Targets to see how fast a certain, like they basically made it so that every character could essentially complete it. So you know, it's the same course.
And I was disappointed with it.
Of course, because it's not as good as, you know, Board the Platforms or Break the Targets was. Yeah, remember Board the Platforms? Remember freaking
like that a lot.
Race to the Finish?
Race to the Finish was awesome.
Yeah.
Got the polygons coming to beat your ass.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, it'd be super great. I would. So I'll talk about this in a second. I'll bring this topic up, but I would love Well, you know what? I'll just wait till I bring the topic up. So we'll keep on the single player stuff. So the home run thing should come back. I expect that to come back.
That'll be there. That's been in every single one.
I wonder if they're going to keep the Angry Birds like thing from Wii U version. I didn't like that. It was like a trophy unlock game. And it's the same concept as Home Run Hit Bet, but you smacked a bomb. And
I don't know about that. They're really good about carrying stuff over.
No, they're not.
And if they do it, wow, no. You're right. No, I thought back and I'm completely wrong. Never mind. Disregard me saying that.
I mean, okay,
I completely retract that.
No, don't, because like they do bring stuff back. Like the home run hit bat thing has been there since Melee with the punching bag. Right. You know, like that's been there. That's a serious staple because it's easy to do. You know, you just have to like have the characters be in the area and hit them a few times. You know,
yeah.
But the like they're not good at bringing the super fun stuff back. They're just good at bringing the easy stuff back.
Yeah.
I expect some sort of trophy rush mode too. I really am curious to see if there's like an assist trophy mode, battle mode thing.
Where you put down assist trophies and...
Well, yeah, because the assist trophies are like KOable, so I wonder if they're going to do anything with that.
That's true.
I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be like a thing, but Nintendo.
Of course, they're going to have all of their amiibo support.
Oh yeah, well, so amiibo support. I think it's this may be something they talk about tomorrow, but I actually have heard from like through the grapevine that you can just use amiibo to unlock everything.
Okay.
So like if you already have the amiibo, you can just tap it and unlock the character without having to. Go ahead. I interrupted you through that whole thing you were just saying.
No, it's good. I was saying. It might as well let people get some use out of the things they paid money for that sometimes don't even have a use outside of like Smash itself.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing that I've always liked about Amiibo for Toys to Life as opposed to other Toys to Life things. Even though I'm rather fond of Starlink, but just Starlink is a fun game, so
right. It's got a little extra business in there to make sure that it's...
like I like that a lot of them work in multiple games. I would just like to see them work in more games. For the more obscure Amiibo, like because like Pac-Man works in 2 games. He works in Smash, and he has and when I say works in 2 games, I mean like he has a specific Pac-Man exclusive thing to him in 2 games. It's that, and then he does something in Little Nightmares, where he unlocks a little Pac-Man costume because it's like Namco's the one who produced it or whatever.
Yeah, and see, that's like I think that's the only reason that Amiibos don't work in more, or well, among the reasons, aside from hey, we've got to manually do this. Mm-hmm. But there's the issue of integrating into gameplay in a reasonable way. Mm-hmm. There's the issue of hey, doing this in the first place, and then there's the issue of licensing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that's the only thing that I think really holds all that back.
Mm-hmm. So I think the last thing I want to talk about, because I think we've covered all the stuff that single player is going to cover. Again, there is a really good chance they could spend most of tomorrow talking about characters, although I don't think that's going to happen. But
if they talk about modes, I don't think they want to give away too much of the modes, because I think that's something they really just want people to explore more.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it would be, hey, here's the kind of stuff we have for gameplay. Here's like just the tiniest bit about it, so you know, so that your toes are wet. And then, okay, time to get into meat and potatoes. Here's who you can play as. Let's do it.
So the last thing I think they could possibly cover in this direct, as a prediction, is I think they're gonna detail a demo that'll be playable, because they'll have announced everything they're going to announce, and so they could totally just do a demo.
Okay.
just like they did
How
last
limited are
time.
we talking? How limited would this demo be? Do you think?
It's going to be a selection of characters, just like the demo for Smash 4 was.
Okay.
Like the Smash 4 demo was only 3DS, and it only had like like 8 to 12 characters to choose from, including a few of the new ones. So like I would expect, so like that E3 demo that they've been having like everywhere, I'd expect it to just be that, honestly. Like, so you'd get to play as like, the new Zelda, Inkling, new Link, Ridley,
Mario, Luigi,
or
even maybe just Mario.
It may have just been Mario. So like, although I think I have seen like a match of K. Rool with somebody, so maybe they'll throw K. Rool in there too.
Maybe. I could see that.
But yeah, so I expect a demo. I wonder if they're gonna do costumes. And because I was gonna say, like, the thing I also expect them to talk about is outlining DLC, like how they're doing that this time.
Yes, I feel like that would be really important.
So luckily,
Nintendo has been getting better and better about DLC and having it and acknowledging it and doing it in a reasonable fashion.
I was going to say, like, so a couple days ago, I was in somebody's Discord where like a Discord server where they were talking about like, maybe they're not going to do DLC for Smash Ultimate, and I was like, that is so much money just left on the table. Are you kidding me? Like, I know that's a very Nintendo.
Like, I guess they're taking skins out of Fortnite. Like,
right?
You're gonna leave all that?
Yeah, like Nintendo, I think is like, I don't know, they're pretty freaking good about like at least DLC now. Like, they're good at supporting the games that are big, like Mario Tennis Aces is getting DLC like once a month. There's a new character that's been added like once a month. If you play in the online tournament for just one match, you get the character early. Otherwise, you download it at the end of the month for free. Splatoon 2 has been getting constant support from Nintendo.
Yeah.
So
Star Ally's got all of the other characters in it.
Starlight, yeah, that's another good example. They did like 2 packs so far, I think.
It might have even been more than 2. I think it might be 3.
Okay. So they've done like 3 packs of character DLCs. Yeah, like so for anybody to think that Smash, probably their biggest selling game of this year, and that's going up against a Pokemon game, by the way. Like that. So but the thing is like I got that, like, this kind of confirmed. Furukawa, the new president of Nintendo, basically said like, yes, we are going to be bringing DLC to our biggest games. Like, you should expect DLC. So, and the great thing about the DLC for Smash Ultimate is it's only going to be new characters because everybody already came back. So unlike Smash 4, where part of the DLC to be considered was also returning characters, we don't have to worry about that bullshit this time. So like, people actually can feel good about spending $6 to unlock something brand new instead of, spending $5 to unlock Mewtwo and then a character that was already in previous games. It's like, it's not as bad as...
Remember this guy? Give us some money for him. Let's hold him hostage.
Yeah. It's not as bad as Soul Calibur is with some of its characters. Or Street Fighter, too, for that matter, honestly.
Yeah.
And, like, look, man, they could totally do seasons for Smash. Like...
I would not be opposed to that.
Like the next 3 years of seasons, getting 6 characters a season, like, holy shit.
Shit, I'd be cool with like 3 or 4 characters a season. I feel like that would be perfectly reasonable.
Well, and especially if some of those are Echo Fighters.
Yeah.
Which theoretically take less development time, but I'm not a developer at Sora Limited, so I have no idea the difficulties they have to go through.
Yeah.
But
you have the theoretical bit of, okay, you don't have to go through the process of designing the moves. It's just a matter of my mouth went mushy. I'm gonna be done.
Did you have a little stroke there?
That was my mouth telling me to stop.
Okay. Well, So I'd also like some downloadable costumes too. I would pay money for costumes from Nintendo.
Yes,
As
there are
long
a
as
lot of
it's
people who totally would.
as long as it's not like too take advantage like, because that's the thing.
Right.
Nintendo walks a very fine line with their DLC. I don't think I've ever paid for DLC from Nintendo and regretted it. However, I don't want that to be an excuse for them to fall into the same thing that other companies have fallen into.
Right, where these morons will pay for anything.
Yeah, exactly.
I think as far as DLC goes, I feel like they're good enough about knowing, hey, this won't leave a bad taste in people's mouth.
Yeah.
I
So,
feel like they've got that much at least.
and like, so first of all, like, I don't think that Mrs. Pac-Man needed to be an Echo. Like, she could just be a costume on Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Because Pac-Man like represents classic Namco as a whole.
Uh-huh.
Like, or I guess I should say Bamco. Like, he represents like that classic era of games by himself. So like, unlike Isabelle, who, does more with Animal Crossing that Villager does not do, it'd be interesting to see them just all you have to do is throw some lipstick and a freaking bow on him.
Yeah.
Like, presto, Mrs. Pac-Man, of course, that, at the same time, that's presto, more licensing fees.
Right.
But, I don't know. They're developing it. They get the clout from it anyway.
I've got a character. I've got a character.
You cut out.
Down for some Dig Dug.
Oh, Dig Dug. I would love Dig Dug. That'd be a nice little classic rev. Like, he was, like, Dig Dug's one of my favorite, that generation of games.
Also, Bub and Bob.
I thought about, like, so my friend has this little series that he calls Unlikely Smashers, and he detailed, like, a possible moveset for Bub and Bob. I think I'd rather see Bub and Bob as an assist trophy. Because all they'd have to do is blow enemies and, like, blow other players into bubbles and then pop them.
Yeah.
And then you get the whole point of Bubble Bobble across.
Yeah. Congratulations. That would be good, though. That just occurred to me as I mentioned Dig Dug for some reason.
Well, even Dig Dug could be an assist trophy in that vein too. Like I think Bandana Waddle Dee would be an assist trophy as well. Like,
I'd be super happy with Bandana.
I know that. Like, I like him as a fighter, but I just don't think. Like, I don't know. So you played Kirby Star Allies recently, and Kirby games, very much follow Smash's fight style thing. So do you think he has like enough that's not just swiping with lance or spear?
There's a lot that you can do with a spear that can be interesting.
But you know what? I didn't
all
even.
It is stick moving.
You know what I didn't even consider though? Like, Bandana Waddle Dee could also use other Waddle Dee powers. Like, he could just have Parasol. He could just have the laser.
Yeah.
I know the laser's a Waddle Doo thing, but.
Well, no, that would be super cool if they did 64 Crystal Shards crossover where he gets like the black the black aura and his he just opens up from the center into the eye to do that.
Oh yeah, that's right, because Waddle Dee totally just turns into a Waddle Doo for that boss fight.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah, and the thing is too, cool. Is like, since Kirby references like some of the Kirby stuff, maybe you can use Waddle Dee to reference things that Kirby is not already referencing.
I think instead of doing Bandana Waddle Dee, I think it would be better to just do Waddle Dee itself. And then you've got when he's doing some spear stuff, he'll have the bandana on.
Yeah, no, I think I'd still be okay with him just being Bandana D, because like that is the definitive Kirby player 4 now, as of a couple games.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Because I think that's the reason why people are like, well, he's not, he's just a peon. It's like putting in a Goomba. It's like, well, the Bandana D is not a Goomba though. Like, he's not a Goomba like
walk left and right and fall off edges.
Right. So I think that Bandana D, if you also include some other stuff, would be
becomes interesting.
Yeah. So
or less becomes interesting and more becomes viable.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Yeah. So, okay. All right. Well, I think I feel pretty good about this direct, because it's going to be good. That is my biggest prediction.
Whatever happens, we win.
It is going to that's a really good way of saying it, because even if the leak is not real, and even if I don't get exactly what I wanted, it's like, I told Josh this yesterday, I still have it pre-ordered. It's a day one purchase. I'm going to play it, and I'm going to buy the amiibo for it, because I have all the other ones, you know? Like,
yeah,
that is going to be a thing that I do. So it's important to me, like that. So I guess this will segue into something that I've kind of wanted to say. And for those of you who stayed and watched this for this long, thanks. But if the leak is real, then cool. Don't gloat. Don't be a dick if the leak is real, because there are good reasons why people think that leak was fake. Okay?
Right.
Like, there are good reasons why people would believe that it's fake, especially if it's missing something they heard, if they had information, or if it's like, just like, nope, this was fake and you shouldn't have believed it to begin with. If it's fake and you thought it was real, or actually if it's fake and you called that it was fake and not real, then same thing. Like, don't be a dick. If it turns out that it's, you know, it turns out that you were right, don't be a dick to the other side, because there's plausible reasons why it was real. There's plausible reasons why it was fake. That's why people are so divided on it, because nothing is the nail in the coffin one way or the other, to me, at least.
Right. The only thing people hate more than a sore loser is a sore winner.
Oh, absolutely. You know, so don't be cocky if it is real, because, you know, we should be happy that we're getting such a freaking kick-ass roster if it's real.
Yeah.
You know,
we already have K. Rool in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we've got Isabel. Like, literally asking for more at this point is like, what sacrifices did Sakurai perform?
Well, I mean, like, Mario, Mega Man, Luigi, maybe Samus. I mean, that trailer kind of cuts off, so
it does. I feel like Samus probably made it out though.
And I think that's a reason in support of a story mode, is that, like, you know, that cutscene does kind of just cut off.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. Like, I think that
you know,
I think that
it just occurred to me for single player subspace stuff. What if they just ended up like reusing some of those cutscenes?
I mean, they could I don't know. I don't think I'd want a remastered version of Subspace. I'd want just a new story.
Well, no, exactly. Like, that's what I mean. Like, I say Subspace as a reference to like long form story mode, single player switching off between characters, doing that whole business.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but I mean, like, what if this is like, hey, you know those super cool trailers we've been showing you? Those aren't trailers. Those are cutscenes, bitch. Watch this.
Oh, yeah. I agree with that. I like that a lot. I mean, I think it fits better with at least the Samus one.
Yeah.
But I mean, it also kind of maybe fits with the Richter one, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, but you know, I just be like, my basic message is like, I think I said this the other day too. Hype responsibly, but keep the dream alive. You know,
yes.
Like, you know, don't, and then, that's the other thing. Don't be freaking mad at Nintendo if it's fake.
Yes.
Do not, because, like I said, there are plausible reasons as to why you thought it was real, because I believe it too. I think it's real. I think it's a little bit more fake than I used to, but, like, it got me too. So it's plausible.
Oh, yeah.
That it could have gotten somebody else. And it's like, don't let your feelings being hurt by it being fake. If it is fake, like, don't take that on Nintendo, because we owe it to Nintendo, and more importantly, we owe it to Sakurai and the entire development team and Bandai Namco and Sora Limited for making this incredible fucking game that we are all going to get and enjoy the shit out of. So, you know, like, you know, we talk about good development practices and treating our developers right, and
right, with the whole Rockstar business.
Yeah, so it's like we owe it to them to be thankful for the things that they have done for us, because they're doing a lot that they did not have to. They could have ported over Smash 4 and called it Smash 4 Deluxe, and that be the end of it. They did not have to make
3 characters.
Yeah, like, they did not have to do what they did. You know, they could have stopped this at Ridley. They could have stopped this at Inkling. Inkling could have been the only new edition, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Okay, before we actually close out,
yes.
there's one thing I want to ask. As of this moment, what are the three things that you're most impressed by as far as the things they have included in Smash? Be it like a specific character, or be it an amount of effort that was put in, or a choice that was made. What are your top three things in no particular order?
The returning characters coming back was a big one. That was nuts.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I don't know if I could answer the other two yet. So like, I'm going to say that the new additions to the roster have also been crazy, but I don't think I care enough about stages or about music because like that stuff is cool, but like, you know, at the end of the day, I'm only going to play this game for so long. So what will really imprint upon me, and the third one that I would say is if there is going to be a crazy single player story mode, it's going to be that. If that's not there, then stages or music. Like it, cuz it's going to be, you know, fun, but like I think that's the last, cuz like for me, I do not play competitively or online, so a super cool story mode with lots of stuff for me to do. Like I'm already excited about the new classic mode. So there's a third one if you will.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, but like for
okay,
sure the story mode is going to be the thing that would be my biggest outside of just the character roster.
Okay.
What are yours?
I think the sheer amount of content they are cramming in, and I mean cramming because god damn that is a lot. I feel like that's a bit of a cop out answer, but if I'm going to be, I guess I'm talking about content in terms of just sheer number of characters, like even beyond whatever choices are made. That's bonkers. I don't think there is a fighting game out there. I'm using fighting game term loosely, I guess. I don't know. I don't know where my definition on fighting game stands, but I don't think there is a game out there with as many choosable characters that are so wildly different from each other and come from such a diverse ass background.
Yeah, I mean, because like I think the only game that has as much like as this, honestly, is probably just Capcom, Marvel versus Capcom. But you know, again, your selection.
I feel like there's some other crazy shit out there, but I get like that would be the biggest name that would come closest.
I mean, I'm pretty sure like MVC2 used a lot of other things. Like, and MVC3 had a pretty big roster too. But like,
Ultimate,
but like the thing is this is like a love letter to gaming as a whole, you know?
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Number two for me would be music.
Yep.
I particularly, I was incredibly impressed with Super Smash Brothers with Brawl's soundtrack. I remember that I listened to it a lot. Like I went and I found like rips of so many different songs, and it was like, hey, this is incredible. I didn't think I would ever get to hear this song this way. And so video game music is something that I've always had a very soft spot for. Video game music is literally 2/3 of the reason I learned to play the piano, which I don't do quite so much anymore, but it cultivated a serious love of music in me in general.
Okay.
And so video game soundtracks are just special to me, and the work that they've put in to put, I forget how many, but stupid number of tracks in, and
900
the quality
over like it's over 800 not counting the menu music, but the menu music is also good, so 900.
Yeah. So that right there says tremendous amounts about the game to me. And then if I had to choose a third thing, which I mean I do because I'm the one who came up with the damn question, it would be
Yeah, not so easy when you got through number 2 already.
Yeah, I know, right? It's almost like I decided to make it hard.
How dare you ask us to critically think this late at night?
It would be the yeah, this almost 9 p.m. late. Uh, my third thing would be the the good choices in characters they brought in.
Yeah.
Less than less than like the design of them or the hey, here's what we can get in licensing or
Hmm.
stuff like that. It's the I feel some of these characters are very, very carefully chosen.
Oh, I
Even if they come out
see.
like, oh, this is a trash character, like
That's why I
design is
feel
gone.
like Isaac and Gino are almost a get, like that they're almost a given, because I feel like
Yeah.
K. Rule and Ridley especially were like, we have
Yes.
decided to
Yes.
finally just give you what you want.
Yes. And not just give us what we want, but give us like the best version anyone can think of.
There are
That's what
some
we
people who
want.
are like, what are they even going to do for the next game? And it's like, it doesn't fucking matter what they do for the next game. Like, we still haven't had
Yeah.
this one yet. Like,
Yeah.
a-
Slow down.
and the thing is like, hey, it'll be a current gen game on a current gen console. And like, you know, the console cycles nowadays take so much longer to get through.
Yeah.
I mean, like PS4 was like 2011, right? 2012? Or was that, no, you know
12,
what?
I
That was,
believe.
no, it was 13. It was unveiled 13 because I was at the
You're
E3.
totally right.
I was at the E3 they unveiled it.
You're totally right.
But isn't the
I had moved
PS3
back into my parents' house again already.
isn't the
Yeah.
PS3 just now getting stopped, like Sony is stopping
Pretty much. I think that's a big part of why they waited so long to allow users to change their PSN names,
mhm.
because the PS3 online support was so focused on, hey, you're using this ID, and we don't have any other way to reference your account. So sorry, fuckers.
Yeah.
Um, I think that's a big part of why they waited so long to allow us to change our names.
I'm just glad that
But
Sony and Microsoft finally let me just pick my own damn avatar.
yeah,
Like, I mean, I
yeah,
had to make a bullshit Facebook account to get it to do an avatar that I wanted, but like still, that was enough for me.
yeah. You've got something there.
I wish Nintendo would let me do the same, but I got my me, I guess that's unique.
Yeah,
So,
and I also feel like, given that Nintendo tries to be a little more kid friendly, that I could see why they would want to clamp down.
yeah. Okay. Well, any other crazy bullshit predictions you got?
Um, just that Waluigi is confirmed in 5 minutes and deconfirmed in the last five. That's the only thing.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking about like other characters.
If that happens to whoever called that, I want to get a hold. I want to get a hold of you. I want to start asking you for lottery numbers.
Yeah, the only other thing I was thinking of is like other characters that, so like another genre that hasn't been really represented in Smash is shooters.
Yeah.
Although,
Die.
trust me. Yeah, see, freaking like how on earth is Sub Zero any less qualified than Doom Guy?
Wait, sorry, you broke up real quick. Say that again?
How on earth is Sub Zero any less like gory than freaking Doom Guy of all things?
You're right. You're absolutely right. You have
See,
you have just murdered me harder than Doom Guy murders most things. Not all things, but most things.
that's I should have
I've
just
just
I should
you
have
just super owned me super hard.
I should have just brought that up earlier. Damn, I kept that in my pocket
was-
like this whole time.
No, you know what this was? This was me running super fast, and you just kind of like pushed a rock in front of me, but I tripped and ripped my face off on the ground.
As a world,
That's
in
what
you.
it was. Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me for this talk. And like I kind of was like wrapping up with earlier, just be good to each other, no matter what happens. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna be hype as hell. Hopefully, Nintendo doesn't fuck up and absolutely accidentally like upload a song the night before again.
Yeah. No kidding.
Hey, but you know what?
Um,
I'll still hold to that. Simon was still hype because I did not see him in action. If I had seen him in action the way I had seen Roy and Ryu, how they got leaked before they were announced, that would have killed it for me. But just
Yeah.
like only knowing the name and not seeing how he looks, and that's why the banner leak isn't even that big of a deal to me, spoilers wise, because
right, because we
it's
haven't seen anything.
right. Like so you
We see
don't
that they're
see how they
there.
play, you don't see how their model is like. that's really what makes the difference. So, okay. Well, thank you for joining me again, Lucas. I appreciate it.
Not a problem. My closing message is going to be, once again, be kind to each other. And as one of my favorite YouTubers says, love with your heart, use your head for everything else.
Hey, there's that Captain Disillusion love there.
Yeah, I love that guy. All right. Night, everybody.
Good night.